Hi there, my name is Kim Berkeley. I'm one of the authors of the Speaking Out About Self-Injury blog over on HealthyPlace, and today I wanted to answer the question, does CBT for self-harm work? Now, the short answer is maybe. The longer answer is that it depends on you and your experience with self-harm and how you interact with different therapies. Everybody's recovery journey is different, and everybody will respond differently to different treatments. So what works for me may not necessarily work for you. However, in my experience, CBT has been really helpful in recovering from self-harm and dealing with depressive and anxious symptoms. And the reason for that is that for me, self-harm revolves a lot around negative thought patterns and especially intrusive thoughts. And CBT can be a really powerful tool in breaking through some of those spirals and basically rewiring your brain to think more balanced thoughts and kind of break out of those cycles. Now, if you want to try CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy for your own recovery, I strongly recommend that you work with a therapist or another mental health professional. The reason being that while you can work through it on your own, an expert's help can be really beneficial in figuring out not just what CBT is and how it works, but how you can specifically make it work for you and your recovery. Now, if for some reason you can't or aren't ready to work with a therapist at this time, as I mentioned, you can work through it by yourself. In my case, I started practicing with an online therapist and then moved into self-directed therapy, where I bought a workbook and worked through it on my own. And there are a lot of resources these days online or in bookstores, probably some videos that you can use if you want to just try it on your own, maybe try it out before you approach a therapist. If you do this, I do recommend that you still treat it like therapy. So for example, in my case, when I bought my book, I sat down and I scheduled out some time every single week to work through at least one section of my book. I treated it like I had an appointment, and if something came up and I couldn't make it that day or that time, I rescheduled just as I would with a real therapist. And the idea behind this is to not only keep up consistent practice, but also just to take it seriously and to keep it top of mind. The more practice you have with it, the more effective it will be. The other really important thing to remember is that recovery doesn't end just because you feel better. So even when I started to feel better when I was working through my book, I kept going, because the idea is not just to get better now, but to build tools and practices that you can use to stay healthy and in a better place for the rest of your life. So yeah, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave a comment on the blog and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.